guys. How can I place myself? So as promised, I'm going to film a little video talking about, what my body is basically made of. So basically last week I had a full body evaluation by my health coach that has just started following me, and so I went on a scale that was measuring my body fat, muscle mass, metabolic age, visceral fat, and water percentage. So I'm just going to go over my numbers real quick and then kind of break it down and what are my goals based on what the results are and what I'm going to do to try to make things better, and address also the fact that do those numbers matter and which one does actually matter. So for my weight, I'm 180 pounds. You have to keep in mind that I'm 5'11" or 6 foot tall. It depends. I haven't measured myself in quite a while. So I mean, it's not, I do want to lose some weight, but it's not, I'm kind of in a healthy range. And the thing with the weight is that it's not such an important number, in the sense that you can never really know what percentage of that is muscle mass and what percentage of that is fat. So someone could be 200 pounds but have a lot of muscle mass and be really healthy. So yes, I'm 180. And also the other number that was given to me was my body fat percentage. So it's around 34, and that is, I do know I have fat in some places, like, here, that is really stubborn and it doesn't want to go away. So here, here it's kind of flat, but here also, and on my legs too. So I knew that my body fat was, higher than what it should be, and it's around 34, and a healthy range for a woman around my age is, I'm 23, is between 20 and 25%. So I really want to bring that down. And the other number was the muscle mass. So I have, from the 180 pounds that I weigh, 111 pounds of that is muscle mass. So I was pretty happy with that, and she told me that I had good muscle mass, and to keep up with my strength training, because that is what is going to bring down my body fat also, to create a better ratio in my body. And also the water percentage. My water percentage is 46%, which she told me was low, that it should be higher, and that was because my body fat was still too high compared to what it should be. So when I build more muscle and lose more body fat, that the water percentage should come back up, because I was a little confused, because I drink a lot of water, close to 4 liters per day. So I was a little confused with numbers, but she told me that it was because of the other numbers and the ratio between them. So yeah, that's also what I will be working on. But at the same time, I found that 46% was also a healthy range. Another website showed me that. So, I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just going to keep up with my training, my healthy eating, and my water intake. And so the last number that was given to me was my visceral fat. So basically, the visceral fat is the really deep fat that covers, it's under the skin, and it goes around major organs like the liver, the pancreas, and the kidneys. So it's the fat that is dangerous, because it can basically, it's around organs that are really essential to our well-being and to our health. So she told me that it was at 3 and that it should be at 1 or 2 for my age. And I was a little surprised too, but I do know that I have some fat in some places, but the internal fat, I was surprised that it was higher than it should be, because I eat pretty healthy. But yeah, I know I'll come to this afterwards, but yes, there are better choices that I could be making in some areas. So yeah, I need to work on that too. Although that varies, it should be between, it should be at 1 or 2, she told me, but I also saw that 3 wasn't that bad, and that it could be healthy too. So depending on where you get your sources, they can say one thing or the other, but I do want to work on bringing it down nonetheless. And the last number that was given to me was my metabolic age. So let me remind you, I'm 23, and my metabolic age is 38. So, you know, I was surprised about that too. Although, you know, I'm a lot more fit than I'm more fit than I have ever been in my whole life. I was never a fit person. So I guess that, you know, I was maybe over-evaluating my level of fitness or whatever, and I thought that that would bring my metabolic age closer to my own age. So sorry about that, guys. I'm changing settings because my dad just came inside and I wasn't going to film in front of him. So I was talking about my metabolic age, and I'm not looking where I should be looking. I was talking about my metabolic age that was higher than what it should be, and basically it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not fit enough. Also, it's a combination of all the things, my other numbers, my body fat percentage, my lean muscle mass percentage, and all of that brings my metabolic age to this number. So I can't just think that it means that I'm older metabolically. You know, it doesn't mean that I'm like not doing what I should be doing. Basically, that's what I mean. And so the metabolic age, the thing with that is that because of my body fat percentage, you know, fat requires less energy than muscle mass. So someone who has a higher muscle mass will have a higher energy expenditure. So that means that they will burn, basically muscle burns more calorie than fat. So when I'll bring my muscle mass up and my body fat down, that will lower my metabolic age, basically. So those are my numbers, and what basically is really more important to me is like I said, the weight isn't really important. What is important to me is to make sure that my visceral fat is as low as it can be, because that's dangerous for, you know, the health of our organs and our basic functions. And also I want to bring my body fat down. So those are basically the numbers that matter to me right now, and I'm just going to keep on with my good habits. And what I'm going to try to tweak a little bit in my nutrition is to basically eliminate as much as possible the simple carbs. So I was eating a lot of white rice I had already reduced it recently, but I mean, I was eating that with my lentils and all of that, but instead I should be eating more like quinoa and all that stuff, so just more complex carbs, and reduce the amount I'm taking in, so that the carbs don't turn into fat, because that is the macronutrient that is more easily turned into fat when consumed in a larger amount than necessary. So I will try to, you know, really concentrate on eating more vegetables also, because that was also something I wasn't eating a lot of vegetable, or as much as I was needing to. So I'll bring the vegetables up and bring like the white rice down. It's not so much of a change for me in the sense that as I said, I was already eating pretty healthy, but you know, it's something that I need to get used to. But my motivation into keeping up with those new habits is basically the numbers that are visceral fat and all that stuff, because those are numbers that are really, really important, and not so much the weight or, you know, looking good. So that was my basically what I wanted to say about that, and why I wanted to share my numbers, just to, you know, give you a more complete overview of my body composition and what I think is what matters most in health, which is not the weight or the fact that you can fit in a size I don't know what. It's more about what's going on internally around your organs, your body fat, and basically doing everything that you can to feel as good as you can in your body. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and if you have any comments, anything you want to add on to that, know more, or things you want to know more about, don't hesitate to comment and share the video also for someone else that it could help. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.